Today's story from the Raleigh Business Broker is a little bit different than the type of stories I normally tell. Typically on this channel, I talk about business owners going through their options for exit. As an intermediary, I'm serving them to sell their business, to value their business. And often they're kind of at the end and they're saying, what can I get for this? I got to sell now. Often they're older. Often they're dealing with health issues, family issues. There's some motivation for sale. And we help them as much as we can. But today, a little bit of a different story. I'm looking back on an entrepreneur that I met. This is around the pandemic with a business that had been around for a long, long time, a couple decades. And this owner had been through some personal challenges. I think he had a relationship that soured. Maybe he started the business with a partner, and that partner was no longer in the picture. And it was a low point for him. And I live here in the Raleigh market, Raleigh, North Carolina triangle. It's kind of a staple of our market. It's a well-known brand, still there to this day. But he came to me and he just said, Neal, I'm done. I just kind of lost all pizzazz. I'm not excited about the business. I want to do something else. I think he said he wants to get into real estate. Business was dragging him down. He was really suffering. And it was expressed in the financials of the business. It's coming out of a bad year. Pandemic did not help the business. And I did what I always do. We did evaluation. I built what I call the financial story. He even had a buyer. He brought a buyer. Actually, the buyer brought him in and said, Neal, can you help us do this deal? And he was looking to sell his business to the buyer. Both of them, salt of the earth people. I really enjoyed meeting both of them, having conversations with both of them. I really enjoyed the buyer who had another business looking to add this one on, and I really enjoyed meeting this individual, which she dragged him into my office, and I thought, well, it's just look at these hustlers doing their thing. But the hero of our story today was at a low point in his journey, and I said, look, you're here, and you want to sell here. This is the lowest your business value may be. And you want to sell now? Because as a valuator, I have to tell you, I mean, it's not top dollar. You're selling in a prone position. It's not great for you. And he's like, I know, I'm probably still going to do it. I just don't want to do this anymore. But he didn't do it. And his buyer got fascinated with other shiny objects and she moved on. And he just kept trudging it out. Now, this gentleman, he's not an old guy, probably around my age, so maybe he is an old guy, but he's got some wick on the candle, and he just kind of kept his head down. And fortunately, his business was mature enough that it didn't depend on him. So he did some minor tweaks. A very wise entrepreneur told me one time, said, my role at my company, and he had his phone. I'll give you a visual here. Said, this is my company. It's a ship. My job is just to steer the ship. When it goes like this, I need to get it back to this. And the hero of our story, he just steered the ship. He made some good hires. He focused on quality and the brand and all the things that made his business unique. And he just soldiered through. And you know what? The economy got better and the community embraced his business as they always had. He invested in his business and it came back up and he got out of it and he actually got into real estate, and we bonded over some cool real estate stuff that he does to this day. And I had lunch with him last year sometime. Again, this when I met him the first time, it's probably three plus years ago. It was when the pandemic was really bad and everything's great. And I said, man, I'm glad we didn't sell your business at the low point. And he said, I'm glad too, Neal. That was definitely a low point. You know, it's right now it makes him money. It gives him his time back and it enables him to put money into his new project of passion, which is real estate. And he's building passive income. He's having fun with new projects. And I love this story. Now, Neal, Neal didn't sell a business in this story. We did a little bit of valuation work and we helped some entrepreneurs, but I told him, if you do this, I just want you to know it's not the highest value. It's probably the lowest value. And at the time, he considered it, but he didn't do it. And in hindsight, that was definitely the right choice for him. We see this a lot. When people come to our office, they're usually at a low point, or sometimes it's rare, but we do have the entrepreneur that says, we're almost at the top. We want to sell now before the drop. But the majority of people don't have that foresight. They're coming to us at just past the top or on the way to the bottom. But rarely do they have the insight to say, no, I'm just gonna keep pushing and I'm gonna turn this around. And there's a lot of other stories where they don't turn it around and they close their doors. I have more stories like that than I do of this, which is, man, I'm glad that we didn't sell your business. I saw this guy on the news recently for a good reason. Sometimes when people are on the news, it's not good. This was just like celebrating entrepreneurship. Let's interview a local business owner. And I could see it in his face. His face just looked vibrant and happy. And I called him and it was great. And I just thought it was a good story. So let me turn this around. Where are you at in your entrepreneurial journey? Are you at the top? Are you at the bottom? Are you considering getting out when really it's just a bump in the road? That's something that an intermediary can't really advise you on. Intermediaries like me can help you to value the business. We can help you to explain the path. We can guide you if you're ready. And a good intermediary will say, it's not what you want it to be worth. It's worth what the market will bear. So beware of the intermediary that says, I'll solve your problems. Ignore the data. But that's what good intermediaries do. But only you, the entrepreneur, can really know your true motivation, where you are in your journey and what's right for you. My new analogy I've been using is the lily pad analogy. I have a lot of analogies for deals. You know, you're on an airplane. I mentioned the ship, steering the ship, but this lily pad thing is, hey, you're just a frog jumping from one lily pad to the next. Are you ready to take that leap? Turns out this owner wasn't, but he ended up taking a bigger leap later, and it's been a good thing for him. I hope it's a good thing for you as well. Hey, what do you think about this video? Like, share, comment, subscribe, do all those great things. I'm going to keep putting videos out on this channel. I'm going to keep talking about stuff that's fun like this. Thank you for watching. Till next time. Mahalo.